On the news tonight, Ondo government seeks police support to combat HIV and AIDS in the state. Guest speakers at Ondo NUJ Symposium crave more involvement of media to ensure good governance. Appeal Court affirmed Fubara as Rivers State Governor dismisses Tony Cole orders suit. And from the foreign scene, Indian rescuers save all 41 trapped laborers after 17 days. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on the news at 7 on OSRC television. I am Oyewumi Ayenubera. As part of Ondo State government's effort at combating the spread of the human immune deficiency virus HIV and acquired immune deficiency from AIDS in the state Agency for the Control of AIDS, Osrc, has collaborated with the Nigerian police force to bring the pandemic to the barest minimum. The project manager, Osrc, Dr. Dayo Adebulu, at an advocacy visit to the office of the State Commissioner of Police in Akure, has shared of intensified efforts towards eradicating HIV/AIDS in the state Osrc's Joy Pius. Okay, now we bring you the story before the end of the bulletin. Now, the Public Accounts Committee Park of the House of Representatives has commenced a full-scale probe into alleged mismanagement of COVID-19 intervention funds from 2020 to 2023. Addressing the opening session, the chairman of the committee, Bamidele Salam, said this committee is probably no fewer than 60 MDAs over several billions of naira intervention funds allocated to them during the COVID-19. He urged the Accountant General of the Federation, whose office was very important to the assignment, to make available relevant and competent personnel to the committee to facilitate the assignment. Media practitioners have been urged to perform their duty as watchdogs by holding those in power accountable, as this is key for democracy to thrive. This was a summation of guest speakers at the opening ceremony of 2023 Press Week of the Nigerian Union of Journalists on the State Council. Osrc's Saeed Arabisala reports the theme of the symposium is Place of the Media in Times of Socio-Economic Predicament and Ondo State Politics. President Bola Tinubu has appointed the board and management team of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited with Chief Pius Akinyelure as board chairman. He also retained Madam Melikiari, the group chief executive officer, and appointed 7 others. Born in Idori, Ondo State, Chief Pius Akinyelure is a seasoned oil industry practitioner who retired from Mobile Oil Nigeria PPLC in 1997 as executive director, Finance and External Relations. Akinyelure was first appointed into the board of NNPC in 2016 by former President Muhammadu Buhari and was reappointed into the board in May 2025. The president then, President Tinubu, who noted that the appointments are in compliance with Section 59, Subsection 2 of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, takes effect from December 1. And I will bring you the full reports on the NUJ 2023 Symposium. And earlier we told you that the media practitioners have been urged to perform their duty as watchdogs by holding those in power accountable, as this is key for democracy to thrive. This was the submission of guest speakers at the ceremony of 2023 Press Week of the Nigerian Union of Journalists on the State Council. Osrc Said Arabisla reports the theme of the symposium is Place of the Media in Times of Socio-Economic Predicament and Ondo State Politics. We apologize for bringing you the details in the course of the bulletin. President Bola Tinubu will present the 2024 Appropriations Bill to a joint session of the National Assembly tomorrow. According to the Secretary of the Research and Information Department of the National Assembly, Ali Badi, the Appropriations Bill will contain budget proposals for the 2024 fiscal year. This will be the first full-year budget President Tinubu will present to the National Assembly since it was inaugurated in May. And President Bola Tinubu will also tomorrow depart Abuja for Dubai, United Arab Emirates, to attend the 28th United Nations Climate Change Conference. At the World Leaders Summit, which takes place on December 1 and 2, 2023, under the theme Unite, Act and Deliver, President Tinubu will deliver a national statement highlighting Nigeria's stance on various thematic issues, including renewable energy and climate financing. Mindful of the severe impact of climate change on Nigeria, President Tinubu will maximize the opportunity afforded by the platform to advocate increased financial and technical support for developing nations, while reminding developed countries of their public pledge to provide $100 billion annually for support to localized initiatives to address climate change-related challenges. While in Dubai, President Tinubu will actively participate in key Sunline events, which will further support the advancement of its commitment to aggressively attract foreign direct investment for enhanced wealth creation and revenue expansion in the country. President Tinubu, who will be accompanied by senior government officials, is expected to return to Abuja at the conclusion of the summit. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. After the break, appeal court found Singh Fubara as River State Governor dismisses Toye Cole order suit. Please do join us there.
We bring good tidings to the people of Ondo State under the leadership of our amiable governor, Arakuri Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, CON, who when assumed office met 7 months of salary arrears and leave bonuses being owed local government workers and has cleared this backlog. To ameliorate the reality of the economic situation on retirees, the governor has decided that gratuities for local government retirees and primary school teachers should no longer be paid in piecemeal but paid en bloc. The governor has therefore approved the sum of 1 billion naira to gradually defray backlog of gratuities starting from 2011 and part of 2012, as this will be a continuous process. Flag off holds on Thursday, 30th November 2023 at the Dome along Igbatoro Road, Akure by 10 a.m. This new beam of light that is about to shine on local government retirees and primary school teachers, the governor says, shall not
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Coffee! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat the guy. We'll see about that.
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K.
Go, go.
And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
people for Ondo State, we thank God for all the better things where the Ondo State government they do through our Ogbonge governor, Arakuru Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. When he enter office, now 7 months of salary and leave bonus he meet for grant, where they all local government workers and he pay everything finish. As things come be for our country now, Arakuru Akeredolu no one made them pieces money for retiree, for local government plus primary school teachers and again. The governor don't come talk say, make them pay all their money at once. Now make them put hand for paper, sign 1 billion naira to take pay the gratuity where don't climb on top each other jete by jete from 2011 and part of 2012. And na so e go dey do and they go. The celebration for the starting of their payment go happen on Thursday, November 30, 2023 for the dome where they Igbatoro Road for Akure around 10 o'clock for morning. This joy and happiness we don't start for retiree, we don't work, leave work. Governor Akeredolu talk say e no go stop. Now the Ondo State Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs talk say make I sama una this message.
Glad to know you're still watching, but now you can watch us live on our website www.osrc, us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. An appeal court sitting in Lagos State has dismissed the petition filed by the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC in River State, Patrick Tony Cole, against Governor Sim Fubara of the People's Democratic Party and Independent National Electoral Commission. The appellate court also dismissed the party. The APC candidate, who was present in the courtroom, wanted the court to direct INEC to declare him the winner of the March governorship elections in Rivers. The River State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal in October dismissed the petition of Cole challenging the election of Fubara as the governor of the state. The tribunal had dismissed the petition, saying that the APC that sponsored Cole had withdrawn the petition against Fubara's victory. Not satisfied with the tribunal's victory, the APC candidate approached the appellate court, which affirmed the tribunal ruling that earlier upheld Fubara's electoral victory. And a federal capital territorial high court in Abuja has adjourned the trial of former Central Bank of Nigeria CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele to January 18, 2024. Emefiele is facing a 6-count amended charge bordering on alleged procurement fraud to the tune of 1.6 billion naira. The former CBN boss pleaded not guilty to the charges and was granted bail on Friday, November 17, to the tune of 300 million naira with 2 sureties. He is remanded at the Kuje Correctional Center pending after meeting his bail conditions, which his attorney And now we'll bring you the full report of NUG 2023 Symposium, and Osrc Said Arabisala reports the theme of the symposium is Place of the Media in Times of Socio-Economic Predicament and Ondo State Politics.
Decades.
This symposium marks the opening ceremony of the 2023 Press Week of Nigeria Union of Journalists Ondo State Council, with a symposium themed Place of the Media in Times of Social-Economic Predicaments and Ondo State Politics. Chairman of NUJ Ondo Council, Leki Adegbite, said the program is to bring to the fore challenges facing the nation.
The economic situation in the country is very hard on people. And how can we as a media practitioner or professionals, we should not join the bandwagon of lamenting. Our responsibility is to recommend to government political office holder on their roles, on what they should do to reduce the suffering of the people.
Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, represented by the State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Bamidele Ademola Olateju, commended journalists in the state for being vibrant. Akeredolu assured of government's resolve to be open-minded as well as institute qualitative and progressive interaction with the media to ensure that good governance is delivered to the people.
The media has been especially vibrant in Ondo State. They've been very cooperative, serving the government and people of Ondo State dutifully and diligently. Regarding the theme of this media week, for the media in politics, I know for a fact, and Mr. Governor asked me to reiterate it, that this media is particularly responsible and they haven't taken any sides. They have been neutral and they have been very patriotic in reporting the news.
Chairman on the occasion and Minister of Interior, Dr. Bumitu Jojo, represented by Mr. Olumoyiwa Asagula, said the media has profound impact on society, hence the need for more involvement.
The economic situation in Nigeria, they said it's a predicament. It sent a message that, well, Rome wasn't built in a day, and then by God's grace, we should give the president some few time. Let's give him some time, and then he's doing all his best to make sure that the past glories of Nigeria is brought back.
Guest speaker, Mr. Ifeoluwa Oyedele, represented by Mr. Bengawe and other invited speakers, charged citizens to be more aware of happenings in their environment.
The media will be the one to balance up, okay, and holding the people that are in government to account. And the people themselves, like today, what we have today is we are almost near a situation where everybody is having his own government. When there is a problem, no matter how little it is with the government, you see the people taking decisions on their own.
In his keynote address, the chairman of Ondo State Media Group, Mr. Kunle Adebayo, who was represented by the Director, News and Current Affairs, Osrc, Nike Busari, commended members of the pen profession, charging them not to relent in carrying out their duties.
For the media, we encourage you to continue to do your best. You are the forefront, you are the middle, you are the end. And I will stand to when our speakers are trying to challenge us. It's normal because we are the beast that bear the burden.
The Nigeria Union of Journalists Ondo State Council Press Week had earlier featured charity visitation and health outreach. Sahida Ribisala, Osrc News.
Since the demise of Oba Adib Bamigbe Oluwagbemigun Kokotiri II, the stool of Oluchare has become vacant. Efforts to fill this vacant stool have, however, become contentious following claims and counterclaims of sabotage over the process. Osrc's Saeed Arabisala takes a look at the issues with reports that indigenous are suing for peace and strict adherence to traditional guidelines.
The Olujare stool became vacant following the demise of Oba Adegbamigbe Oluwagbemigun the Kokotiri II in August 2021 after spending 25 years on throne of his forebears. The conclusion of traditional rites eventually paved the way for the selection process for a new Oba to emerge. This selection process has, however, degenerated into a crisis situation, pitching some concerned indigents into different camps. According to findings from indigents of the town by Osrc, the process for the emergence of a king flows from the submission of interested candidates from various families in the ruling house, after which they are presented to kingmakers. The kingmakers, they say, are expected to consult Ifa Oracle to determine the fate of interested individuals and subsequently cast votes when there are no unanimous decisions. This process is now subject of controversy following allegations that some individual interests seem to be lobbying the process. The traditional prime minister and head of Ijare kingmakers, Wemimo Olaniro, said 13 names were initially forwarded to the kingmakers, upon which actions were taken.
6 Ifa priests came to my house by custom around 5 p.m. All the kingmakers were seated, and the Ifa priest we wrote the names of the 13 contestants and put each inside a brand new envelope, unmarked. And that had been done before the Ifa priest came in. 13 envelopes already arranged. So at the point of Ifa consultation, the leader of the team that was conducting the Ifa consultation never knew at every point in time whom exactly he was consulting for, the name that was being, that Ifa consultation was being done for. So it was purely done without any hitch, without any influence, either from me, from any of the kingmakers.
Afterwards, a faction broke out of the kingmakers on allegations that the head of kingmakers and some other persons had sabotaged the process to favor one candidate. This allegation the Prime Minister denies.
A section of the ruling house, particularly those that initially served as committee members, they were part of the committee set up by the ruling house to conduct the screening exercise. I think 6 of them or 7. They now went behind the head of the family, the ruling house, to present another letter nominating 4 names for the kingmakers' consideration. And by law, the local government, I laughed. Because why? Any letter that will be acted upon should, of course, be signed by the head of the family and other principal members that are concerned.
Some princes from the royal family, including the secretary of the group, wants the kingmakers to accept the 4 names later presented to them.
Court does not put an injunction that the Afrobashi should not do anything, or anybody should not do anything about king issue.
The 2 of those names, the one were good and those one were not good, were separated. But him and combine the 13 names together, that we are taking them to the field at the federal local government secretariat for an election. That was why some of us said, this is not how we're supposed to do this thing.
A social-cultural group in Ijare, Egbe Omoelewobi, and youths of the town sued for peace to reign, emphasizing the collective interest must supersede individuals.
Amawa presented another 4 names for the kingmakers, but the kingmaker rejected it, that they are going to work on the 13th. So here and there is a lot of confusion here. Must be neutral, because the association is for development of the town.
While the saga surrounding the Osrc tussle is not over yet, what indigents believe is that having an acceptable monarch in line with traditions is sacrosanct for peace and development of the town. Sahida Ribisala, Osrc News.
As part of Ondo State government's efforts at combating the spread of the human immune deficiency virus HIV and acquired immune deficiency syndrome AIDS in the state, Ondo State Agency for the Control of AIDS, Osrc, has collaborated with the Nigerian Police Force to bring the pandemic to the barest minimum. The project manager, Osrc, Dr. Dayo Adegbulu, at an advocacy visit to the office of Ondo State Commissioner of Police in Akure, assured of intensified efforts towards eradicating HIV/AIDS in the state. Osrc's Joy Pius now completes the story.
The project manager, Ondo State Agency for the Control of HIV/AIDS, Dr. Dayo Adegbulu, led the agency on an advocacy visit to the office of Commissioner for Police Abiodun Ashabi at the headquarters in Akure, Ondo State capital. Dr. Adegbulu described HIV as a collective challenge that requires a collective responsibility to stem down, adding that the essence of a visit was to crave the support of the police force in tackling the pandemic in the state.
The first day of every December is what is it? It's an international day. It's an event actually to look at how to review our progress in the fight against HIV and AIDS, to look at what other strategies we can use to actually win the fight against HIV and AIDS. And the reason why we have chosen to come and see you is that in programs, we usually classify our population into two. We have the general population, you and I, then we have the key population. The key population, they're important. In the course of the program, or we implement programs on the field, we've had complaints that the police or the paramilitary, other agencies, they get arrested and they go deeper and deeper, they hide away from the people. So it's becoming more difficult for us to actually reach them with interventions. And we sat down and looked at how can we overcome this, because we're actually making progress in the fight against HIV. And I said, okay, let's come and see the Commissioner of Police to enlist his support. That is the major purpose why we're here.
The legal practitioner of the agency, Egwa Elabi, highlighted the key populations living with HIV and AIDS, while appealing to the police force to handle them professionally to enable them get the needed attention required.
The key population people, they are categorized into about 5. People who inject drugs, female sex workers who are popularly or randomly called prostitutes, men sleeping with men, transgender people, and people in custody. We are pleading with your office to help curb the issue of rates, discrimination, and violence against these persons. The reason is that the more they face these challenges, the more they want to withdraw from the society.
Ondo State Commissioner of Police, Abiodun Ashabi, who emphasized the role of the police force in shaping society, assured of the support of the force to eradicate the disease at all costs.
The police has a responsibility to cooperate with the agency so that the aim of all these circles will be achieved. And me as a person, I know quite all right that what goes around definitely comes around. And if we all work together and cooperate with these projects, what is going around will not be able to come around us.
This visit by the agency is one among many approaches towards fighting HIV/AIDS in Ondo State. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
And now to the foreign scene, all 41 workers tunnel are now free after a 17-day ordeal. The massive rescue mission has grabbed the country's attention for the past 2 weeks. The men were draped in orange and marigold flower garlands in celebration as they were greeted by state officials. Government photographs showed with a line of ambulances waiting to receive them. Crowds shared as emergency vehicles with lights flashing ready to leave the tunnel entrance where the workers have been trapped since a portion of the under-construction tunnel in the Himalayan state of Uttarakhand collapsed on November 12. And with that, we conclude the news tonight, but before we go, another look at the top stories. We told you that the Ondo State Agency for the Control of AIDS, Osrc, is seeking the support of Nigerian police force in its combat against HIV and AIDS in the state. Guest speakers at the Nigerian Union of Journalists Ondo State Council Symposium have called for more involvement of the media in governance in order to hold those in power accountable. From the foreign scene, Indian rescuers have saved all 41 trapped laborers after 17 days in the tunnel. And that's the news tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Good evening.